Good morning. I hope you all slept well last night. I did. I got a good 9 hours of sleep. Just not interrupted. Just decent enough posture while I was sleeping, too. I'm gonna try to get up, get dressed, get some water, and then go from there. Hope you are all well. This is day 4 of the journey. Day 4. See you then. You know, I already recorded this, but geez, look how comfy this looks. I don't want to go back to sleep, honestly. I think I didn't get that good of sleep the first night. The second night, not so much. I got better than the first night, but it's progressively gotten better sleep, so I just kind of like, I don't know. I just want to stay here, really. It's not clear yet. I'll check the weather when I can. Okay. I'm actually gonna get up now. Okay. So, just got out of my bed, just got dressed. I haven't brushed my teeth or anything yet. I'm gonna do that when I get back, but doing a little check by the river to wake myself up. A little tired, knee hurts a little bit. That's not odd. It's been hurting for a while. Used to run a lot of cross country, and so when you run a lot of cross country as a kid, your body gets destroyed. It's not healthy. You know, running every single day, like 6 miles, that's not healthy. On road, very not good. So my knees are they're certified gonna be bad when I grow up. I mean, I've already grown up, I'm just saying. Yeah, anyways. It's pretty cool. So I was looking at this Cook's Chasm or whatever. Look at this right here. Yeah. I don't know what the heck this is. But yeah. It's pretty cool. This is what it looks like, a little bit better view. Get closer. So I'm here at the edge. There's a little hole right here. I don't know if this is Thor's well, but it is pretty cool. But that's not the interesting part. I'm here for the tide pools. That's why I'm here. I don't know if you heard it. I can't swim in one of these things. Because quite frankly, it's too shallow, as you can probably see. But there's a lot of life here. Let's see if I can zoom in and get some. There we go. Little fish swimming right there in the center. A lot of little crabs. I don't know if you can see them. This crab right here. Beautiful, right? And oh my gosh, it's a hermit crab. Or I think it's a hermit crab. Look at him. Some weird animal. So much life. Another crab crawling around right here. A lot of water. Yeah, behind me. I'm gonna go head out and check that. Then I'm gonna go find some other place to. I'm gonna go brush my teeth, wake up, do everything I need to for my morning, And then if I can, I'll try to find another tide pool that's deeper. Or maybe just like somewhere I can like do a little dunkaroo and there's life around me. That's what I want. But this is pretty cool. If I don't find that, I'm somewhat satiated. There's a lot of life in here. So much life, it's insane. You know, I used to hunt crayfish all the time. I think I could hunt a crab. I don't think I'm gonna hurt it or anything. I think I'm just gonna pick it up. Okay, as you can see, there's a crab right here. Maybe you guys couldn't see it, but there is a crab right there. There he is, right here. Let's see if I can catch his ass. Oh, no, he's fast. So crabs are a lot harder to hunt by hand than something else. Yeah, guess I'm not hunting the crab. Sad. All right, I'm gonna head on out. Just brushed my teeth and got the spring water that I got like 2 days ago. Put into this. Put a little like packet of like supplement packet in there. Which is nice. Today I plan on driving a bit, but I'm gonna need to organize and throw some stuff away in my car, so I'm gonna try to find like a nice little city or something to do that, and also to get some stuff, because I need to get stuff, I need to throw away some stuff and organize stuff and edit YouTube video and be in an area where tomorrow when I have D&D I can work with it and I can play with it. I need that. So I might find a really cheap place to stay. Either tonight into tomorrow or for just like 2 days. We'll see. Anyways, getting back on the road. I'm not going back to that, I think it was called Seal Rock. I'm not going back. I'm gonna keep going out south. I think there's more cool stuff. It's progressively gotten cooler, so I'm expecting Southern Oregon. It's gonna look pretty cool on the west, so on the coast. So yeah. So I was just chatting to my folks about like how when it comes to like stopping on the way, it's really not something I like to do. Like that looks cool though, like down there. I don't know if you can see it. Like I'm in a really cool place, but like I like driving through this place is really cool. I like driving through here. I feel like every time I stop, it's just kind of stop and look at something boring. But right now it just is no longer boring. It just turned really cool. Like this is the type of Oregon coast that I was told, oh yeah, it's really cool, you should go drive down it. Like this is cool. However, I just got to someplace and I might have to spend a lot of money, but I'm gonna check it out. It's called Sea Lion Caves. America's largest sea cave is what it's called. I don't know how this works, but I'd like to see this cave. All right, so I went in there, I got a ticket, and I also got some popcorn. They said that they'd recommend getting a jacket, just because it might be a little cold down there. They also recommended shoes, which I don't really know what they mean by that. Just shoes. So I take that as my bedrocks are all good. I can just wear these. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. There was one time when I was younger where I thought wearing like big shoes would keep you warm. It's a fucking lie. Especially for some people who have hot feet like I do. I got hot feet, very hot feet. So closed-toed shoes are like actually worse for me I can't think as well. I feel like I usually am like more upset and depressed. I also, either I overheat or I'm like, they're super cold. And it also just feels like my toes are congested. It's weird. It's got an elevator with the equivalent of a 140 like floors down or something. It smells like shit, but hey, there's sea lions down here or something. Oh my. Oh my. I really like these ones. That's cool.
Look, I just got some fighting in the water. What a fight.
I bet penguins evolved from something like this. Or these little things. Look at them. See all these dots? Yeah, that's these things. Pretty cool. Hello. Put you guys right here for me. So I just drove into Eugene, Oregon. It's pretty odd, not gonna lie. Reason is it's odd is because I almost went there. University of Oregon was a place that I applied to. Didn't get in, I got in. They gave me like a $10,000 scholarship, but it was still too expensive. So going there was weird because it's like this is an alternate universe. I could have gone here. Same thing with like Charleston. I'm happy I didn't go to Charleston, looking back now. And I don't know if I would say I'm happy I'm happy that I didn't go to Eugene. I like that there's a cool ethic for the town. But I am happy I went to Missoula. After leaving Missoula, I have so much more appreciation for the town. I still believe it wasn't right for me, for at least now. So I'm still traveling. But I'm just saying, at the moment, I'm just traveling. I feel like I should have stayed in the town a little longer. It's Saturday, so could have stayed and hit the town in Eugene. But I'll be honest, I'd much rather not. I'm not the type of person that likes to socialize. I'm quiet, and I don't want to talk to you unless I know you. And then when I know you, I can't shut up. If I don't know you, I'm just like anybody else. So if you know me, you're probably like, oh, Drew always just keeps talking. It's not true. If you were able to see me and I'm just yapping, that means I feel safe around you. I don't know. Realize that. I'm a quiet person until you get to know me. Maybe everyone's like that. I don't know. But yeah, going to Eugene was kind of crazy. There was a girl with her shirt off protesting.
doing like the muscle sign, like getting all big. I think they're very anti-Trump stuff. Release the files. We don't like you. Standard. I'm guessing I'm going to see more and more of that the more liberal I go to a place. But Eugene's pretty liberal. So, I checked out some of the graffiti there, too. Pretty nice, pretty good. Honestly, most of the stuff that, that the people do is fine. It's the professional artist graffiti, though, that my jaw's on the ground. I'm not trying to say that every single person who does graffiti has to be a professional for it to look good. Lord knows I'm not a professional, but I'm just saying, the people who do graffiti, and it's, really good, and I can just sit there and look at it for, more than just pass on by. I'm not just walking, I'm not just, walking by. I have to stop and look at it because it's just so pretty. They're not common. It's not, a common thing. Yeah. It's cool, though, having gone there. I also got my Whisper Light stuff, so now that's good. I also could have stayed there. The internet was good, and I could have had, stay there today and then walked around town, gone to, the shops and stuff, then maybe went out and stay in town. I don't think I would have done that unless that place was Oregon. It was Portland. And even then, I think I would have just driven because, honestly, I just want to go to the Redwood National Park. I think that sounds pretty cool. The one reason I'm kind of weird about trying to find one place is because I have D&D coming up, and I need Wi-Fi for that to work. And I'm not really trying to be doing a D&D session with shitty Wi-Fi, especially if I'm the DM. It's just not a good idea. So I think I need to make sure I get it to a town. A cafe would be nice, but at the same time, I want to speak openly. So what I'm thinking of doing is finding some really good 5G, LTE, whatever, and then turning all my stuff on, yada, yada, yada. It'd be super cool if I had a good enough service so I could do my session in the Redwood Forest. That would be honestly, that would be pretty baller. Fucking playing D&D in the Redwood Forest. To most people when they're going on a travel, I don't know. When they go to travel, they want to go shop and eat food. I'm just not like most people. And the thing is, I think I was taught a lot of things by a lot of different people. But in particular, society has taught people that, you can be different, but as long as you're, providing something to society in some way, you're good different. There's a bad different and good different. And because of that bad different, a lot of the times, I feel like people will look at you, and if you're different, they'll try to figure out if you're good or bad. And so I sometimes, have a negative self-image, not because I don't like me, but I think other people don't like me. And because I love other people and respect other people, they don't like me, and therefore I think I think them not liking me is valid, even if it's not. And I'm different. I think there's good different and bad different. Sometimes I'm not the most social person, and other times I have bad posture, or other stuff. There's things you can point at me and be like, oh, that's bad. But there's also things I do that you can point at me and be like, oh, that's great, and he's different. And that the reason he has that greatness is because he's different. There's both sides to it. It's just the point that I'm trying to get at is most people, when they travel, they want to do these things, very mercantile, want to spend money, want to go to bars and drink and travel and do these things. But to me, that's never what I want to go and do. I want to make art somewhere that feels good, that feels right. I want to go and play D&D in cool places. I want to be able to tell a story to somebody while I'm in the woods, and in a really cool, unique woods. That sounds fun. I want to swim out into the ocean really far and have it be nice and warm so it's not that bad, and swim back. I don't know. I want to climb things I'm not supposed to climb. It's the reason I'm here. And, at first I was like, oh, you're soft-spoken and you're quiet. You're a little cuck, weak man. And then I realized that, like, weak is like that word that really fucks with men because they're told you're allowed to be broken, you're allowed to be toxic, you're not allowed to be weak. That's one thing I think men are taught. Day one, you can't be weak. Because if you're weak, women won't like you, you're not going to get enough money, yada, 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 yada. And I think it's toxic to believe that weakness is a bad thing. Because quite honestly, we're all weak in one way or another. Hi. So my phone overheated to the point where it just kind of like kaput itself. So I don't really know what I was talking about. I think maybe I was just talking about, I don't know. I'll just start from here. Eugene's a cool place. I'm not trying to shit on it. I think it's cool. I don't think South Carolina was a good position for me. I'm happy I didn't go there. And I think Missoula was a good fit, but it was also like, not like the best fit. And I think where you live can shape you, but at the same time, where you live can be a reflection of who you are. For example, if you are the type of person that if you're the type of person that really likes different types of people, but likes different types of people for different reasons, then I'd say that, I'm trying to make sure, okay, fucking hell. There we go. That works. Hi. Future Drew. I think I got like a 45-minute clip I gotta sit through to edit. We're gonna hope I don't chat too long. If it's a good little podcast thing, I'll leave it on, but it's probably just gonna be a lot of stuff. We'll see. Hello! It's me, it's Drew. So my phone overheated. So I just wanted to put you in the shade. I think I was talking about people when I last left off, so I'll just continue from there. Drew again. This time I figured out how to do it like this, and I think it's more endearing or something if I keep it looking like sideways or something on the other one. So I learned my lesson. Anyways, yeah, so I talk a lot in the car. Like, upwards of, I think, 2 hours of content, I gotta edit through. I gotta look through them. And I've realized I did this thinking it was endearing, thinking it was good. I was gonna, reach some sort of idea. And I think I do. I talk about angels at some point in this conversation. I don't know. But this is just a stream of consciousness. I was just talking into the camera. And why I think I'm going to leave this unedited, or I'm gonna barely edit it, is just to hammer home. On a really long road trip, your brain goes to different places, weird places. You fuck things, you're in the car by yourself. It's, I don't know, it's like a echo chamber of your own thoughts. That's what was going on in my head. I was just playing wiffle ball or whatever by myself, just going on forever, talking about different things. Pretty cool, but I also just goes on for a very long time. That's the road trip experience, baby. From what I understand, you need to know who you are and what you want before you do anything. And if you don't know what those things are, and you don't know who you are, and you don't know what you want, then that's fine. I mean, literally what I'm doing right now is I don't know who I am entirely yet. And I don't know what I want entirely yet, so that's why I'm doing this whole trip. And that's why I'm like this. That's why I'm prioritizing this, and trying to learn and get to know myself a bit more, and kind of just allow myself the space and grace to be myself on this trip. Because I know in my heart, I've done things in the past that I didn't let cook. I didn't let it marinate. I didn't let what I was doing really develop. And because of that, I was left with more regrets than things that came out, like positive things that came out. Or I went through more suffering or struggle than I needed to. Yes, spontaneity is a good thing, but being brash is viceful. You should not be brash. You should take your time and enjoy yourself and think about your next step thoughtfully. The point that I'm trying to get at is, I think that's a really good way of looking when you're trying to make a big decision in life. And because I'm still trying to figure out who I am, I don't want to make any big decisions. Yes, this is a big decision itself, just traveling. However, at the same time, I'm pretty prepared to do so, and I think it will get me better at certain things. And so it'll just kind of give me time to think, buy me time. And as long as I use that time, which I have been, I will become a better, more understood version of myself. And after I do that, it's a lot easier for me to be like, okay, well, what do I want to do? I don't want to stick my hand into going into grad school when I don't know who I am. That's a bad idea. I don't want to start dating somebody when I'm still learning who I am. I get most people think that might be a hot take, that you shouldn't date people unless you know who you are. But that's a take that I think I have. I've dated people when I've been lost, and when I've been in a time period where life is like a frequency, right? So you go up and you go down. There are moments when you're up and you're kind of like in a higher state of consciousness where you have a little bit more aware. You're more aware of who you are, what you want. And there's moments when you're going down, or you are down, where you're less aware of who you are, what you want, and how you feel. The point of what I'm trying to say with that is that I have gotten to the point where I've realized the up and down. And I've realized that my frequency can go higher. I can be in a mountain range almost, if you wanted to put it that way, of self-awareness, where I'm above where I used to be. I can grow. And I can recognize that from the past, I didn't have a strong and nurturing, full understanding of myself. And there are points into which I fall down, it's just a droop. And then I'm like, I know less, and there's points where I know more. But I know that even at my best and even at my lowest, I'm still nowhere near the summit and the absolute deep. And I'm trying to go to the summit, okay? I think the higher I go, though, the better my quality of life, the better of my understanding of things, the better my way of speaking. Overall, I become a more well-rounded, better individual. And that takes time, and that takes leisure and understanding and love and grace and nurturing. But I become better. I'm able to give more. I'm able to receive more. I'm able to get more out of the situation. And that's what I mean by you should wait to have a significant other until you're truly developed. Because, let's be completely honest here. Why would you go somewhere just to... Why would you go somewhere to an amusement park if you didn't really entirely know what you're going to do there yet? Spontaneity is fine, and figuring something out while you're there is fine. But if you're not the type of person to go somewhere to an amusement park, for example, and then try to explore, but instead just sit there, that you're not going to get as much of a good experience at. Or why go to the ocean if you're not the type of person that really wants to swim or sunbathe, and instead you would much rather just go and snowboard instead? Like, by figuring out who you are, you become so much more capable of enjoying yourself. So it's like, okay, well, why should I get into a relationship with someone when I'm at the beach instead of with someone when I'm at snowboarding? Why should I get like into a deep, intimate relationship with someone, or even just a fling with someone? Not even a fling. I don't believe in flings. You shouldn't fling with people. You get to know people, that's fine. But flings are just disgusting. Don't do those. Respect, that's another person with thoughts and feelings. They're not just an item. I don't care what sex positive shit you're saying. I think sex is great, guys. I do. But you should only have sex with people you love. And that might be conservative to say, but I believe it. I don't think you should have sex with people you don't know and that you don't love. That I think that is a recipe for self-hate and loathing. I believe that not because I believe in restrictions, but I believe in the power and sacredness of love. And I don't think you need to be married to have sex, but at the same time, I really don't think you should have it with people unless you know who they are deeply. And let's be completely honest here. How many people know themselves really deeply? A couple people do. A lot of people do. But how many of those people just go around and date people? Not many. Like, you shouldn't just go around and date people as if that's going to be like the thing that gives you experience. It's like, no, that's not how relationships work. You don't min-max or like practice. It's not like soccer or sport. Dating is not a sport. Whoever gets the most girls, you're the winner. No, Jesus, it's not a sport. It's something so much more impactful, and there's not as many words you can put behind it to make it really satiated and stable. Point that I'm trying to get at. Why date somebody when you don't know who you are, you don't know what you want, and you don't even know who they are?
In 1 mile, keep right onto Curtin Road.
Why? It's just like this. If you wanted to go with the sports analogy, if that really hits it, I don't think it does, but we'll just go with it. Why play soccer when you don't know what you're doing yet? If you're playing soccer because you're just trying to figure out if it's your type of thing, fine. That's great. And you could say, well, that's what dating is. It's like you're just trying to figure out what you want. Well, that's fine. Do you need to do that with a human being, though? Do you need to use other people to figure out what you like or what you don't like? I don't think you do. I think the idea that you need to date people to understand yourself is so backwards. I think you should date people because you understand yourself and you know this is the person that would fit me well and that's the type of person I want. I don't think you should go out into the field before you're ready. You should make sure that if you're open for business, you're open for business for a damn good reason, and you know what you want and you're looking for it. A set goal in mind, you know? Just dating around, what's the goal behind it?
Keep right onto Curtin Road, then take a slight right turn.
Like, if you don't know what you want, you're gonna go around and pick up things that you're gonna regret picking up because you're eventually gonna get a bigger and bigger bag, you know? And you might be like, okay, Drew, just endlessly talking about this is exhausting. And to you, I'd say, it should be.
Take a slight right turn.
Like, life isn't easy. And the people who want it to be easy are the people who aren't living life right. That's a big claim. That's another hot take.
In 3/4 of a mile, turn right onto Umpqua Highway 99.
Yeah, I guess this is going to take a bit. That might be another hot take of Andrew, but like, how often do you really think people love themselves enough? I'd say that one's probably not enough.
At the next stop sign, turn right.
A lot of people don't like themselves, let alone love themselves. And those people should not be dating. They shouldn't. You should love yourself, right? Well, you can't love something unless you understand it. Otherwise, it's just shallow. And so people are like, oh yeah, you should love yourself before you date somebody, or everyone should love themselves. It's like, okay, well, that means a lot more than just the word love yourself. It's a lot easier said than done. Love yourself. It's not some...
At the stop sign, turn right onto Umpqua Highway 99.
Yeah, just heading to the Redwoods. So got some Siri speaking for me.
In about 6 miles, turn right onto Westby Avenue.
Yeah, I guess I gotta keep turning. Sorry about the voice there, guys. I think we all recognize that loving yourself is an important thing. The people who don't, of course, don't love themselves. That's just how it works. Like, if someone says, well, loving yourself is like for sissies or whatever, of course they don't fucking love themselves. Or if anybody is like, well, actually, loving yourself isn't a good idea, they don't love themselves. They don't. Because if they did, there's no person who loves themselves that says, yeah, like loving yourself is a bad thing. It's not. I just think that a lot of the people say they love themselves, or they recognize loving yourself as like a good thing, but they don't practice it. You know, they think, but they don't practice what they think. And I think when it comes to like truly loving yourself for who you are and what you want to be, and knowing who you are, is to recognize your boundaries. Number one, you have to recognize your likes and dislikes. You got to recognize those things that are important to you. You got to know who you are. You got to like truly be able to sit down and be like, yeah, I know what I want. I know who I am. I know what irks me. I know where I want to be. I know how I want to be. I know where I'm going. All those questions need to be solved for you to truly love yourself to the most you can. Not saying that you need all of those things to finally love yourself. You don't need a fucking click. It's okay. Trust me, some people love themselves a lot more than other people. It's a spectrum, you know? And even the people who say, you know, loving yourself is for sissies, or like, you know, there are people who call themselves words, or they hate other people and they attack other people. You know, stereotypical toxic individual. You could talk to them and there are some of them that love themselves. Maybe in a toxic way, but, you know, in a spectrum. I personally think that if you want to date an individual, that is someone with a soul and a spirit. That is someone who matters. That's someone who has parents. They have a future. They have people who love them. They are not an object, and they are not your next lesson. They're a fucking human. Do not look at people for what they can give you. Look at them for what they fucking are. And I think you should recognize that if you love somebody, you need to see them and understand them and feel safe around them and know that they're the person who you want to be in your future with. They are the person you want to cater to. They're the person that you want around when you are upset, and you want to be around them when they're upset. They're the person who you feel completes you, or who doesn't even complete you in a way where like, oh, you're going to stop growing, but someone you want to live your life with and you want to grow around. They mean so much. Relationships are so incredibly important and deep. They're not a fucking sport. It's not about dating and fucking the most women. It's not about trying to be on top. It's not about having the most beautiful woman or the woman who's the funniest. It's something so much more complicated and nuanced. And I am so tired of people, when they look at me, being like, yeah, he's kind of a loser because he doesn't date anybody. I think that's universally a thing that people think. Being alone equates being a loser. Or if you are alone, you must be miserable. I believe this is built into society just through a lot of time, and I think, quite honestly, it's a toxic part of society. There are a lot of people, myself included, who enjoy being alone. They're not antisocial. They'll talk to people. I don't want to hurt people. I'm not like literally trying to attack other individuals. I just am quiet. Like my spirit is quiet. I'm talking right now and I keep yapping, so you might be like, oh, Drew's, he's not a quiet spirit. There's no way for him to be a quiet spirit. He's the guy who would fart really loud and laugh and then do some crazy shit. There's no way he's a quiet spirit. And to you, I'd say yes, because I'm able to be loud with you. That's fun, and I enjoy that. I don't enjoy things that are naturally loud. I enjoy having something quiet and making it loud or bringing it up. I enjoy the rising of the frequency. And I have a toxic personality to the point where I don't like it when it starts to go down. I don't like things when they start to die. And quite honestly, I'll sometimes let go way too early, and I won't be able to endure the fall. I think most people, and most men in particular, are taught not to age gracefully, not to enjoy the processes of loss or the process of something dying. And I think you could say women aren't taught that or whatever, but I specifically see this like absolute yearning agony from men in particular, elderly men or men who are getting older, who hate isolation, who hate being alone, who hate the idea that they're gonna die, who hate the fact that what's around them's not gonna be around them forever. And I guess what I'm
At the next stop sign, turn right.
What I'm trying to say is, I think that's toxic. Because that is not, you shouldn't get into a relationship with someone and then hate when it ends.
At the stop sign, turn right onto Westby Avenue.
Like, quite honestly, everything's gonna end. It's either gonna end with you dying.
For about 50 miles, continue straight.
End with you dying or them dying.
Future Drew. I don't really know what I'm talking about in this next part. I could be talking about somebody or me. I might have been talking about me. It'd be really awful if I was projecting all this and I thought about this myself. I don't know. Maybe I guess I was. Probably was. Yeah. I don't know. This next part is just I don't know. The way I talk is just very manipulative, I'd say. Like the way that I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to empathize with someone else, or maybe I'm speaking. I don't remember. Just this part kind of disturbs me that I said it.
Or, lo and behold, it's going to end with them breaking up with you because they recognize that you have attachment issues. Because, quite frankly, you don't know how to interact with the individuals in a healthy way. You want to control them and hold them because you don't want to lose them. You are so scared of losing your quote-unquote toys that you never let them breathe. You never let them out of your sight. And in that way, you're not happy because you're not really enjoying yourself because you're always kind of tense and trying to control everything. But at the same time, they're not enjoying anything because they're being controlled. True love isn't built off of like ownership. Like the idea that the patriarchy believes in, where it's like, okay, marriage, you literally have it written in law, now you own each other and you're part, like you share property and you are my property, or like you are my investment, or you're a part of me, we're like attached at the hip. I don't believe that's a healthy relationship. I don't believe that's a healthy way of looking at relationships. I think a healthy relationship is one that lives and dies. I don't believe in a plastic world. I don't believe in a plastic life. I don't believe in immortality. I believe in true worldliness, in the beauty that is around us and with each other and the spiritual realm. And I truly, truly believe a healthy relationship is one that ends or fades or grows and matures. Some relationships, in my opinion, go beyond death. They don't end when you're still alive. Like, you could love somebody and your relationship lives on after you're dead. So, like, you could have a kid who you fucking love, you take care of them, you die, but your relationship with them doesn't go away until they die. And even then, it could even live on beyond that because of just how close you were. Like, I think relationships are so much more immaterial and, like, hard to really truly grasp or canonize within, like, the the world than I think people want to admit. And I think that's a good thing. And I think that when you embrace the world itself, you have to recognize that in embracing the world, like the actual physical world, is a really good way to embrace the metaphysical. Like when you hug a tree or you hug an individual, like let's just go to the example of sex. When you have sex with an individual, it's kind of hard not to get a connection. Or
It's true. Yeah, so I'll be on a really cool cadence of a thought. I'd like to hear the dunk, but then I don't. I get distracted and I just keep going. And so it's just me talking. I have a cool idea, it doesn't get refined, and then I move on to another thing. There's no resolution to any of this. It's just a stream of consciousness. There's no thesis, there's no anything. It's just me talking. And I guess there's some beauty in that or whatever. But I'm watching this and I'm getting pissed off because I'm my brain is trying to see what I'm trying to get at. And it just feels like I'm constantly almost running away from the previous answer of what I was trying to say because it either bored me. I don't know. It's annoying because I want to hear what I meant. Because some of this is actually pretty cool. I'm looking back and I was like, damn, this is actually kind of wise. But then it's just and then I'm like, okay, well, yeah, this is wise. Where's the ending of this wise idea? Does it? It just goes into having sex in a tree or something. I don't know. It's just odd. It's odd.
Feel somebody else's heat or feel something more than just the world. You're almost able to connect to something grander. And when you don't, probably means that number one, that person's not right for you, or number two, it's the wrong circumstances. And that's kind of how it is all the time when it comes to rising up, to becoming a better version of you. Either it's not the right time or you're not the right person yet to learn a lesson or see something, or it's just not the right circumstances. So maybe for example, you're in your home and you're trying to solve a problem that cannot be solved yet because you haven't healed one thing about you. For example, when people talk about trying to get to the root issue of something, well, there are root damages and errors or toxins or poisons inside people that must be healed or outrooted or things like that. You can't fix yourself if you have something that's just going to create another issue. Like self-loathing or hate or mistrust or a deep sense of inadequacy. All those things are usually pretty bad, but there's a thing that's behind them, a root. Either it's an event or a lesson you learned or something that's just wrong or something you were told. That's the root. And no matter what you do, that root will continuously be there. And yes, you could follow the root. You could follow the things you can handle to eventually the thing you can't. But more often than not, the big thing that fucks with you is the thing that you should get rid of. The root cause. That is what you should try to upend. Of course, you can't upend every single root inside you that is bad. I think that's how you go insane, and it's traumatic. It's not how you heal. You don't heal all in one foul swoop. It's not you don't speed run healing. That's not how it works. It's supposed to be gradual. It's supposed to be healthy. And as time goes on, it's like this. If you look at a city and you see it as a scar, okay? A scar against the world itself. Nature heals by slowly coming and enveloping the city. Does that mean there's a forest? Does that mean there's a beautiful, wonderful, vibrant forest in a city as soon as people are no longer there and it's abandoned? No. It takes time. That's the way it is. And honestly, it's the way it should be. Because if you could grow that quickly, quite honestly, it could probably disappear that quickly as well. And I think true spiritual wellness, being as steady as it is a beautiful blessing. I like living in a world where spiritual wellness and being the best version of you is something you have to work on and work with, and and it's a process and it's a journey rather than just something you could do in one day. And I think people who do it one day more often than not do a disservice to themselves. There are things you could do, of course, that make the process go a little bit quicker. And I think there's times where it should be going quicker and processes where it should be going slower. I'm not saying that you should always be making progress in your spiritual self. Sometimes it's better not to. Sometimes there are other things that are pressing. But I am saying that as time goes on, you should be looking at yourself and trying to help yourself and heal yourself and solve yourself and become more and more who you are. And, there are moments where that's going to get pushed to the side. When you have a kid, when you got a job to work, when you got a wife that's about to give birth, or all these things. Very easy to not have time for yourself. And then that spiritual wellness is almost like a luxury. What is it? The pyramid of needs? Spiritual wellness is at the top. It's the last thing. You need to make sure you're physically well. You need to then make sure like all your basic needs taken care of. Then all of your psychological needs are taken care of. Then all of your I don't remember what the pyramid is. I just remember that there is a pyramid and the basic needs are at the bottom. But a spiritual or soul or a psychological that thing that is necessary within us that is more immaterial than material. That part of you is at the top. So I'm not saying that you have to prioritize the top of the pyramid before you have the bottom taken care of. The bottom has to get taken care of. The process of building to the top of the pyramid takes some goal setting. You have to know where you're trying to go, the top. You have to know what you need to do to get there. Fixing the bottom, fixing specific spots. Otherwise, when you get to the top, you're going to have some weird, lopsided version of you, and then eventually you're just going to have to do more work in the end anyways, just trying to figure out how to organize yourself. So you could have done the work in the beginning, recognized who you were, thought about it, taken your time, and understood things, or rush it, and then later have to rebuild and re-understand, and as you grow, it just becomes a whole mess of a thing. So the point that I'm trying to get at, with all of this girlfriend talk and spirituality, why would you date somebody, the highest, most beautiful connection to the world and to yourself and to the universe and to somebody else that you could do? Why do that unless you're at the absolute best you can be? I don't want to date somebody when I'm in a bad place. I don't think anybody does. I think some people do because they don't know how to get out when they should just fucking go to therapy. You know how many incel men are oh, I'm just gonna wait for a girl to come along and love me through the darkness. It's go to therapy. Go to therapy, talk with your friends, work on yourself. Why are you trying to push that on your wife or a girlfriend? Do you recognize how much shit we all go through?
Hi again. So as you can see, he's giving the woke scold about how you need to go to therapy. This version of Drew, the one filming in the car, hadn't gone to therapy yet. This version of Drew has gone to therapy. Funnily enough, a lot of who this guy acts like he is kind of who I am now. But that guy was just sad. I was really sad. I didn't know how to be myself. I didn't even know how to vocalize who I was. I couldn't even hold on to who I was. I was so scared of being misunderstood or even being understood for what I was and then hated for it. I was a very sad individual during this time. And so I'm telling people they should be going to therapy and to love you through the darkness. Those aren't my words. I heard that from somebody else. And now I'm lecturing it in my fucking... oh my God, I keep swearing. I cannot be... hey, no one hears me. I just gotta watch my mouth. Yeah, sorry. I'm lecturing these people, which is a camera that I'm talking to a year ago on a car ride. I'm lecturing people who aren't even there on the importance of therapy, even though I hadn't gone to it. And it makes me realize I was an incredibly sad, angry, and alone person. I was very, very very mistreated by some folks in my life in ways that I now understand and that I'm still understanding. And this version of me just, I don't think hadn't really made peace with that yet. Was very angry, very sad. And so then would put on the mask of being someone he's not. Again, I don't tell people to go to therapy if you've never been to therapy, honey. Like, why would you do that? Like, this is like, it's so fake. It's just so sad. I was so scared of like being myself that I felt like I had to have like little award. Like, I went to therapy. I don't know. I'm good. I did the right thing. Like, I couldn't just like speak from the heart back then. I had to talk forever. I don't know. Maybe I haven't really changed much. It's been like a year. I should try to be like kind to who I used to be, I guess. It's sad. You know, there's parts of him that's wise. I mentioned it earlier. Sometimes my old version of me would say something really wise, and then there's other times they say something, and I realize just how stupid or foolish or ignorant I was. Yeah.
Like, your girlfriend isn't your therapist. Sorry, buddy. You should go to therapy. And I think the same thing for a girl. If she's looking for a guy who will love her through her darkness, you're looking for a savior. You're looking for a hero to save you instead of you saving yourself. You're not getting the lesson. You're not learning your lesson from life. You're not. Sorry. You need to figure out your own path, figure out your own shit. And I think when you figured out your own way, number one, a lot more likely that the type of person you're going to pick is going to be the person you're going to be with you for your life. Let's be completely honest here. Who the fuck, like, yes, you can grow with somebody, become stronger, but who the fuck is going to want to be with you if you don't entirely know who you are yet?
I'm projecting. It's pretty obvious. Just like earlier in the video, I said, I'm still trying to figure out who I am. And then it's like, why would anyone want to love you if you still don't know who you are? Very sad, very angry, as you could tell. With myself, with my decisions, with who I was in that moment. Really sad. I can now say that I'm a little bit more cognizant of my blind spots. And I hope to continue to be more cognizant of the ones that I'm not cognizant of now.
Like, we still continuously get to know ourselves more and more as time goes on, which is fine. And I personally think people change, but usually people change because of things that cause them and push them into one way or another. And the more steady you are, aka the version of you that knows the most of who you are and what you want and where you succeed and where you don't, that version of you is going to be a lot better in a relationship. The quality of your relationship is going to be better. The more well you are and the more taken care of you are, the more likely that people are going to love you for who you are. And they're going to stay. Because I'd much rather be with a girl who loves herself and understands herself and has gone through shit and still is able to smile and loves things and is true, and not even still able to smiles beautifully and is healed and is like a light in the darkness. Not because I need a light, but because I'm a light too, and I want to dance, and I want to enjoy her, and I want her to enjoy me. I want an equal. You're not going to get an equal relationship if you're not the best version of you, and she's the best version of her.
Wow. I now realize it's actually there's a quote in The Witcher where it's like, don't practice by yourself, because then you'll have bad technique and you'll like ingrain that into yourself and you'll just get really good, or you'll keep practicing with bad technique and therefore the bad technique will be put into your practice and you'll master things badly, or not master things, but you'll incorporate the bad technique into you. It's better to practice when you're with others so that They can watch you, and your master or whatever can see. And again, the Witcher, they use swords. They could see your slice, and they could figure out where your form's wrong, where you're slashing too hard, whatever. Reason I bring up this analogy is I think when you talk this much to yourself, you start getting some bad ideas, and there's no one in the room to smack you out. Because what is that? You can't be in an equal relationship unless you're both in your best version of you. This is just I don't know. I was just talking for like an hour. At this point, I was just saying awful things. This is not true. This is not true. You don't need to be the best version of you to be in a healthy relationship. This is asking way too much, way too high of a standard. Again, just fear, angry and sad, always feeling like I'm not enough, always feeling like I have to continue to grow to finally be lovable. I just had like a lot of anger during this time. It's really helpful actually that the whole thing's there. I am really happy I recorded the whole thing, and I think I'm going to continue making this video super long. But you're going to see future Drew look back and be like, wow, what the fudge? I watched my cursing. I got better at it. Yeah. Because, like, what is that? Like, Drew, what are you trying to say? Like, we're not always our best selves. The equal relationship thing, I was also just pushing that. I think, honestly, I started getting incel-y, too. I hate incels, but at the same time, I was one, but I wasn't one, but I related to them. I was a very angry man. For some valid reasons, but a lot of invalid reasons. I was just spiteful and mean because I thought it was, I don't know. I guess I do. It's just way too complicated to get into. It's just really sad. You don't need to be at your best to be in a relationship. You're allowed to be in a relationship and to love people and not have to always be at your best high octane you. That's unbelievable. That's unrealistic. It's not how it works. Real relationships aren't built off of you always being good. Sometimes real relationships are built off of, and again, actually I shouldn't be speaking. Maybe I'm doing what my past me did, but from what I understand, real relationships are built off of testing in the hard times, loving you even when it's kind of hard for you to be loved because you're not the best version of you, but you stay anyways. Again, I don't know. That's what I assume. That's what I think. And yet, past Drew didn't think that. Past Drew thought that you have to be absolutely the peak of you to be lovable. It shows this weird conditional love that I had for myself. It's really sad, actually. I don't know. Yeah, no, I do know. I do know. I have blind spots, and I'm stupid and ignorant in some ways. Me, like the present Drew and probably future Drew and past Drew. I guess I wish him the best. I already know how everything unfolds for him, but I do wish old Drew the best because it just feels like he just needs some help. He needed to go to therapy. That's what he really needed to do. He had so much anger. He just needed to talk or just have somebody who had answers or at least had a question who could help him find his own. I don't know. It's really sad. Just so angry and so obsessed with finding purity in competency that I just didn't have any room for real love for myself or for others. It just, the ideals were all that I had. It's just so sad. It's just incel. It was just so incel. It's disgusting. I guess, past Drew was complicated. I had friends who don't want to be friends with me anymore. And I kind of understand more now why. I felt very betrayed by them during the time. But if I was like this and I was saying shit like this, then yeah, I wouldn't want to be friends with that guy either. This guy's an ass. He's just kind of a rude jackass. I mean, jeez. I'm just saying some pretty awful shit with some vulgar tone, too. Just so self-absorbed. And I guess, 23 people, I was 22 or... Yeah, I was 22. I guess it makes sense. I don't know.
You're not. That is the only metric in how it works. You should try to become a best version of you can be. And you should hope for the best for her. And the best version of you is going to want the best version for her. And the people who play games, they're not emotionally well-rounded. They are people who will give you shitty advice, and quite honestly, they are miserable. Leave them alone and do not listen to them. If you believe you have to lie and cheat and or play games with a girl, that is because you, at your core, are broken, and you do not know how to trust individuals, and you don't know how to be yourself. That's not how it works. You do not need to lie to somebody or be something that you're not before you're ready, and you definitely don't need to be these things. You definitely shouldn't be someone who isn't you to get people to like you. That is like the stupidest thing I've ever fucking heard in my life. Games, like if that's who you are at your core, then that's fun and fine. You know, your games are probably more a little lighthearted. There's nobody at their core who's a manipulative bastard because that's just who they are. Trust and believe. Everybody has their core, who they actually are at the center of them, is of light, is a good person. It's corruption and time that causes people not to be those things. So if you ever find somebody who's playing games, unless it's like, you know, little flirtation banter stuff, like that's fun, that's fine. I'm pretty sure in my heart of hearts that person is like, they're not playing games because they're like an asshole or because they want to like have a sensation of conquering or whatever. It's just a way for them to enjoy relationships. It's cheeky. That's just who they are. It's beautiful. It's kind. That's fun. That's fine. But playing games because you want to control somebody, playing games because you want them to like you, playing games because this is just the way it is, all of that is toxic. I'm 22, and I know that's toxic, and I can speak on authority that that's toxic. And it's a lot healthier and better for you, and I mean this, not in just like, oh, it's better for you, don't eat fast food. I mean this in a deep, meaningful way. It is better for you just to be alone and figure your shit out rather than be that person. Being the person of like, oh, well, I do this so she can like me. Because at that point, or I'm going to say this thing because I want to be loved and I want someone there. When you're caving into your loneliness, you become manipulative. You will do anything just so you don't be alone. For example, I'm just going to like lie to you and say I like this thing so that we can continue going. I'm not going to communicate because I don't want to express that I'm uncomfortable here. All these things. That is rot and toxic. You're not going to be able to have a good relationship with somebody who is incapable of telling you the truth. And you're really not going to be able to have a good relationship with somebody who you are like literally trying to control and keep around through any means necessary. True relationships are built off of trust, understanding, love, and hard work. That is what a relationship is built off of. You cannot have a good relationship unless you are able to do those things. And I'm going to tell you guys something. This one's going to rock your world. You can't do that unless you're your best you. You cannot have the best relationship for yourself unless you're the best you. So maybe you guys should recognize, oh, do I want the best for myself? Do I want the best relationship possible? Then become the best you and prioritize becoming the best you.
True again. At some point, it's like, just who cares about the intellect of what he's even trying to say? It's just like, you're too angry, bro. I don't even care if you're saying the right thing. Like, it's really hard having autism. I have to recognize that he was just like a version of me that like didn't understand that yet. Like, he knew, but he didn't know. Like, he didn't really know yet. And he had autism, and it's just like, God. Just like being angry at people. Like, even if you're in the right, it's just like, what do you get out of that? Back then, I thought, you know, a sense of superiority or purpose, that you're right. But God, there's just nothing beyond that. It's just ego. Angry at nothing. Feeling bigger than nothing. Just a really sad person. I don't know, it's depressing me. Having to see this is who I used to be not even that long ago. It's just so much. I almost feel bad putting this into a public video. I'm just talking in a way that's just so rude about people. But it's really not even about people. None of this is about people. I sent this to a video. I was just yapping out of the camera. This was really more about me and my weird shit, my weird understanding of how people worked. And I'm happy I got help. I'm happy I'm no longer that person. And I'm also more thankful to the fact that I think I grew. That I chose different paths, and that I now know the people I did, and I chose the decisions I did. I regret less of my life choices now because of seeing who I used to be. I'm more thankful to the fact that I chose the right path. I'm happier than where I was before I started editing the video, so I'm gonna keep going.
Is it that fucking hard? Is it that hard? Is it that hard to just go one step to another? Don't date people until you're the best you. Because you're not going to get the best relationship until you become the best you. Focus on you. Build on you. Work on you. You're not selfish. It's not vain or, audacious or obnoxious to be the best you.
I was very insecure about the road trip. Very insecure. I thought I was wasting time, or I was being a man-child. And I was very insecure about the fact that I was doing it. And I think a lot of the ways that I'm talking about being in relationships or about just existing is, again, a projection of my own insecurity of my current situation. Like, I was very unstable.
Those are also usually words that people throw on themselves or throw at other people as like ways of figuring out how not to take responsibility for their own happiness. People who are like, oh, you're cringe or whatever. I mean, everyone already knows that, but like obnoxious or you know, the people who use negative words to describe somebody living their life and truly like living their life. Those people, they need help, but not from other people. They need it from themselves.
They just need help. Period.
And it's pathetic.
Actually, I hate myself. I do. I can't believe I said that. Because that just, and it's pathetic. This whole thing, this whole yapathon, it's just a massive echo chamber thing. I'm just arguing with myself. That was a projection. I just called myself pathetic. My worst version of me, the most just like conniving, narcissistic version of me. It was speaking, angry, called myself pathetic. That's what it did. I mean, if you really look at everything, I mean, otherwise, or I'm just calling people who are hurt pathetic. I'm calling people who are, I don't know, going through a duff day pathetic. I don't know. I'm just being rude and mean. Like, I'm actually just like, I'm just sad and kind of shocked. I didn't know I was this bad. Like, I didn't know I was this much of a jackass. To the point where I'm just like, kind of happy I suffered. I'm kind of happy my friends left. I'm kind of happy girlfriends didn't want to be around me. They shouldn't have. I'm happy that guy went through shit, honestly. He deserved it. He deserved to be punished. That guy was a jackass. I'm very happy he suffered. I'm happy he cried and he was sad. I'm happy I'm no longer him, or at least I'm trying to be less of him and be more of something else. But in some ways, I'm also just still him. I hope I'm less of him. And I hope I continue to become less of him until eventually he's gone. And I'm also, I guess, happy that I suffered because I realized that it allowed me to get rid of that guy, that version of me. You're pathetic. That guy sucks. I hate that guy. I'm not no, I'm allowed to say I hate that guy. I'm allowed to say, I mean, maybe not. Maybe I should love him. I recognize he's hurt. He's just trying his best, and he's angry because he doesn't feel heard because he's talking to himself in a video because he liked many girls and no one ever liked him back. And he liked friends, but they didn't like him because he was always hurt and mean because he was hurt. And he wanted all these positions, but he never really got them. Just a very disappointed, angry, little sad man who just always felt angry and sad and alone. That's who I was. And I'm still that way in some days. And I don't know, I'm not angry as much. I'm more sad, which is good. I need to be sad, but it's just, God, it's just so, it's just hard to watch. It's hard to watch. I feel like I need to then just talk for 3 minutes to just get me space away from that guy. Just rude. Mean. I know he has goodness in him. I know he has just sparks of ingenuity that's actually him. Or I'll say something super wise and kind, and then he just says something like that. It just feels like he's just airing the dirty laundry out. He's just rude. And you can vent, but there's a difference between venting and being malicious. I was a malicious person, and I was so self-absorbed that I thought it was righteous anger, but I was just rude and evil and mean. Just sad. Yeah, it just doesn't change. It's just sad.
I know that is a negative word that I probably shouldn't say, but it is pathetic. You should not be somebody who hurts other people for the reason that you can't help yourself. You shouldn't pull somebody else's pants down because you don't know how to pull your own down.
As you could see, I couldn't take accountability for my own ideas. I'll say it's pathetic, and then I'll immediately act as if it was my idea to think that was bad to say. It's just constantly oh, this, I think this, and then counteract, I actually don't think that. Meta irony, but just I was always self-censoring myself to the point where I was never able to take accountability for who I actually was. And then when people hurt me, I was always just oh, well, you hurt me, the good version of me, the one who's always censored and has squeaky cleanest. So when I wasn't squeaky clean and I attacked you or hurt you, then I'm well, that actually was just a hurt person instead of just, the act of me hurting you or saying something fucked. Just the idea of me saying, oh, well, that's pathetic. And I know it's negative terms. It's yeah, but it's punching somebody and be yeah, well, I know that could hurt. It's I don't know. It's just manipulative. I was just constantly auditioning my counterpoint to whatever people said when I talked. And I still do it. I really need to stop that. Where I'm just I'll say something and then I'll figure out how someone would disagree with me and I'll say it out loud so they can't say it to me. And it's just incredibly manipulative. It's a defense mechanism, but it's not. It's also an offensive mechanism. It's not greatness. It's fear. It's not me. I'm not talking. I'm just in constant fear state. I'm constantly having conversations with people in fear, waiting for them to see how they're going to prove me wrong. I'm not capable of enjoying my own moment. It's just, I suck all the life out of my existence. This is sad.
You shouldn't make fun of people because you're upset with yourself. You shouldn't really make fun of people at all. And I think I'm allowed to have powerful words against people who do that. Not because I'm a hypocrite, but because those people are genuinely the people who need to work, and therefore they're people who genuinely deserve criticism, negative words. If you're just living your life, just say you're a little guy, you're wearing a dress and you're walking around, and some guy points at you and calls you a fag, that's not on you. You're not wrong for living your life and wanting to wear a dress. That guy is. Because that guy doesn't know how to fucking keep his mind to himself. If you don't have anything nice to say, you shouldn't say it. We're taught that shit in kindergarten. So you shouldn't listen to these people who didn't even learn the fucking lesson when they were 5 years old.
At this point, Drew very much cared what anybody thought about him, even people who he didn't respect, even people he didn't like. As you can tell, he's angrily talking about people's opinions about other people. This is a veiled idea that if I wore a dress and I walked around and somebody got angry with me, I was auditioning the idea that it's okay and that I shouldn't think about what other people think. But as you can tell, with like the different degrees of separation, I'm like, you shouldn't or whatever, to the point where the actual thought that I'm even trying to get at is like veiled in some sort of weird fighting against a cloakless, angry thing. There's no compensation in the rage. There's nothing. It's just me really, really, really just being angry with everything. Angry with my station. Angry with everything. Just so much anger. It's really sad. Yeah, it's the 5th time I've said it, but it's just the truth. Truth don't change.
These people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And so, if you're not your best you, and you know you're not your best you, don't get in a fucking relationship. Unless you think the person you're with is if you're going to be with them and they're going to be with you, and you're both going to get the best version of you out of yourselves. Like, you're going to date somebody and they're going to help you become the best version of you, and you're going to do the same for them. But you're not there yet. Then that is good. Boom. That's a healthy relationship when you're not even ready, when you haven't even gotten there, because your relationship is built off of mutual trust, understanding, growth, and healing. You're both helping each other become better. That's a good relationship. Now, when you're at your best and you're looking around, you know who you are. You know what you should look for. You know who you want. You know who you are. And there's also points into which you can help other people. I personally think that you can help somebody when you're your best you and date somebody who maybe be quote unquote not their best selves, but you're doing so not out of charity, but because you recognize and you enjoy them and you know who they are. You like them for who they are and who they're going to become. And you're also able to recognize that they're slowly becoming that, but they are becoming better. They are getting better. And it's not, what do I get out of this? It's more like, you are the thing that I am getting out of this. You are the one. You are the thing I'm looking at. That is that is so beautiful and so nice and serene. And so when I'm told, you need to date more to figure out what you like and what you don't like, I get upset, because I'm like, that's not I can get that without a relationship very easily. I should not date people to understand myself more. I should instead have friends and talk to people and enjoy myself. And then when I am very comfortable, very happy, very secure in my best self, then I should look around and be like, okay, I would like to figure out and explore and understand people. Your best you is a curious you. And I think genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, you should not be with people until you're genuinely happy with who you are. You're happy when you're alone. You're happy when you're not. And when you aren't happy, that's also fine. You have a good relationship with your emotions. You're okay with being hurt. You're okay with losing things. You're used to that. You have tools to deal with those emotions. When you are the most secure and fortunate and beautiful version of you, then you are ready for a relationship. Because at that point, you're good enough that when you find someone and you like them and they like you and you want something deeper, you don't have to worry and be like, I need to control you. I need to do these things. I need to say this thing or compromise or do these things. Compromise is important, but you don't need to become someone you're not for them to stay around. And then if they don't stay around, you know that they weren't for you because you're your best you. So why? And you thought they were good for you, but they weren't. So then you drop them. Pick people who are good for you and who make you better than who you already are, which is your best you. And then there's people who are like, my best me is like a version of me that's in a relationship. Okay, that's fine. Try to become the best version of you outside of a relationship learn from that isolation and loneliness, then try to go back. Because you recognize there's a lot of beauty and strength in getting to know people in that relationship way. Beautiful. I'm happy for you. That's great. Probably shouldn't continuously believe that the best version of you is in a relationship, because quite honestly, if you can't be alone, and that's the reason the best you is in a relationship, then that's something you should deal with. Because every single person can have a healthy relationship with themselves when they're alone. That isn't, oh, that's just the way I am. There's a type of self-isolation and type of self-relegation occurring when you don't allow yourself to have a relationship with yourself. When you can't be alone, when you need to be surrounded by people, when you need to constantly have something on, that is a surefire sign that you hate yourself.
Very wise. In a room, in a car, driving, could not be alone with my thoughts. Had to always be talking, to the point where I would just say things about myself as if it was for other people. Like, that's me. Like, that person he just described was me. That was me. I was describing myself as if it was somebody else. And about how they would hate themselves. Yeah, that was me. I was very lost. I was very angry. I needed to grow a lot.
The quiet screams and the silent screams, and you need something, either like a drug or a person or something, that shows you have some deep-seated issues, some root causes that need to be fixed.
Yeah. That show that you need to heal and grow and forgive yourself and forgive others and try to develop past your bad nature in some places, or, I don't know, be less angry. I don't know. It's really sad.
And when you get rid of that shit, trust me, you're a lot better of a lover, a lot better of a father, a lot better of a son. You're able to call people, enjoy yourself. Your life becomes better.
Trust me? Brother, you hated yourself. I'm talking to past you. You hate yourself. What do you mean, trust me? You have just been angrily yelling at a camera for 40 minutes. Just trying to find a way to finally be heard. And because there's nobody else there to hear you, you just attack yourself. Don't give people advice. You barely are able to keep anything together yourself. You are so rude and mean. Just be quiet. Enjoy the quiet. Why are you recording this? This is way too long. I have to edit all of this. You know I have to edit all this, right? Did you know that? Keep it short. Way short. Jesus, it was just like a fucking volcano of diarrhea. It's just spiritual blah.
And I don't think you should date people until you really take care of that. And if you're with somebody and you're dating them, try and become the best version of you. And if that person stops you from being the best version of you, or doesn't have your best interests at heart, dump their ass. Because quite honestly, there are more fish in the sea. People are people. You are the most important individual. You matter the most.
I don't want, I feel bad. This is terrible. I feel like I need to have this in there, because this is where I was during this time. It's more authentic if I leave it. And then you get this disgusting, narcissistic guy who's just yelling at people. Telling them to be alone. That's what he's doing. Don't be happy. Instead, be angry and alone. And when you're finally good enough, you'll be able to be accepted. And if someone isn't their best selves, or they don't want you to be your best self, whoever, what the fuck does that mean? Do you know what that means? I don't know what that means. For all you know, somebody wants you to, I don't know, do something. And if it's not in your best interest or whatever, you gotta like fight it or whatever. I don't know. I am gonna keep this video and keep it long because I think this is where I was. This is where my mind was. I was very angry. I really feel bad. You shouldn't watch this. I hope nobody is watching this. Only like me. Because this is a slog fest. It's terrible.
Out of everyone, not other people, not whatever. It's you. We all matter, and we all can see each other and recognize our value, and that's beautiful. But you have to recognize your own value. If you are dating somebody who does not have your best interests at heart, and you are with them, you need immediate isolation and figure out who the fuck you are. Stop dating people. You are dating the wrong men. If you are dating somebody who does not give a shit about you, does not love you, or does not see you in the same way that like you want to be seen, then that means you have a shitty relationship with yourself. It's like, what's her name? Carrie Bradshaw from Sex and the City. That woman goes through so many men. Why? She has deep-seated issues with herself. I swear, all of Sex and the City would have been easily a lot, the TV series would have been a lot shorter if she just took a year to get to understand her, to get to know herself a bit better, to go over her like her shitty past, and stop like running through men like it's a fucking marathon. And, you know, some people are like, well, it's hard. There's a lot of responsibilities. You know, I can't leave right now because, you know, I'm with this person and, you know, we have kids or whatever, and I know it's a bad relationship and I know we both aren't good for each other, but, you know, it's just really inconvenient for us to leave. If that is truly what you believe, then I guess I'd say it's okay. But I need you to, like, literally look me in the eyes. Look me in the eyes and truly tell yourself, it's good for me to be in a relationship with somebody whom this person who I know who's not good for me and I know is not the best for me, in a life where I only have a limited lifespan, in a life where you could die any day, in a life when life is so fragile and it's not that long, you would rather sit in that gray, in that shitty space, not good gray, shitty gray, that rot, that downhill, and you're just sitting there letting your life pass you by like a hot summer day. You're just gonna sit there and let that happen because of what? Because of convenience? Who the fuck are you?
Okay, we're out of the sad era now, thankfully. The angry, pathetic, sad Drew who was just talking negatively about himself. Now it's kind of the delightful Drew who points out people's blind spots and who is incredibly insightful in some ways. Some points he said weird things about Carrie Bradshaw. Don't talk about women like that, brother. It's not you. Just shut up. But, it's really funny because a lot of the stuff he's saying right now, there's like something in my life, outside of my life, actually, where some of the stuff he's saying, I'm like, dang, that's actually really good advice for people I know, or at least like things going on around me. So it's like, yeah, you're aggressive, but you're also kind of spitting a little. It's just like, it's the weird balance of old Drew, where it's like, you were sometimes on it, but sometimes you were really off of it. And when you're on it, it's nice, but you were just like so aggressive and rude that like, even when you're on it, it's just like, can I trust you? Can I trust you to like be gentle? Like you can be right and also be kind. You don't have to be some savant who's broken to be right. You know you can be better than that. You don't need to prove to others that you can be harmful. You can be kind and nice and intelligent. Like, I guess he didn't understand that. Or maybe he didn't know, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm projecting. Probably projecting. He says shit. Like, he was just talking mad shit about, like, the importance of, like, life. How much time you have. And yeah, he's right. He's fucking right. He's right.
Do you recognize that you were so woefully unprepared for the relationship? You should not have gotten into that relationship from the beginning. You should have fucking been alone. Got to understand who you are, and then when you get into a relationship, you're able to look at them and be like, yeah, that's the person I want. That's the person whom I want. And if I leave her, I will be okay because I'm happy being alone. I'm happy being alone until I find the person who suits me. That is what's healthy. If you truly are with somebody because of inconvenience, then that's not love, that's not life. You are not living your life. You are dead. You are a ghost inhabiting somebody's body that used to be alive. And I am so tired of acting like a ghost's advice is any good. You're a ghost. You might have some wisdom, but I swear as soon as a ghost has wisdom about something they actually know about, they're no longer a ghost. You can see life in their eyes. They start talking about things, or you can just feel like the validity behind their words. And I think everybody is kind of like capable of being a ghost. In some things more than others. Point that I'm trying to get at. The more ghostly you are, the less likely you're the best version of yourself. The less you are the version of yourself, the best version of yourself. Make sure you're alive. Make sure you're living your life wholeheartedly and that you are safe and secure and that you have coped or coping or have tools for coping or you are understanding and are capable of enjoying your life to the best way possible. That's beautiful. That's good. That's life. That's love. That's quote unquote God. If you want to make it monotheistic Christian belief, that's God. And I think when people look at you and they tell you, oh, you should do this thing, you should think about them, their relationships, and what they're speaking about from. For example, think about someone whom is a scientific specialist, okay? That's a stupid thing. Someone who knows a lot about climate change. Are you going to listen to them? Or are you going to listen to the guy who's down the street with a hog like in his front yard and he's talking about how Fox News told him climate change is fake? A specialist who studied this shit or some random guy? I say the specialist. When it comes to dating advice, should you date? Take it from people who are in a good place. Don't take dating advice from people who run through women like a marathon or from people who are in a shitty marriage. Take it from people who are in a healthy, happy, long, beautiful marriage. That is a good thing. Or from somebody who is working diligently to become a best version of who they are. Or someone whom you trust and whom you feel safe around and their words you respect. Do not listen to the words of somebody.
Incoming call.
There's like 35 more minutes in a different clip, me just talking. I'm skipping that. As much as I could add to this, I'm not doing it. So we're just gonna end it with the call and we're gonna continue with the other videos I filmed.
Hey, I think I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna take my time and wait before I go to the Redwoods because, quite honestly, this is the Oregon coast. Just got back because I was driving the long way. Oh my! Oh, look at those rocks. Oh, it's so nice. And it's warm. Actually, excuse me for a second. I'm gonna figure out a way to go piss off the ledge. See me. This is gonna be the most freeing piss of all time. Give me a second. Yeah. Have you ever pissed and your piss literally just flies 20 feet to your left? Crazy! The wind is so much. There's so much. That feels good. That feels good. Oh. Adding to the bucket list, pissing in the middle of a hurricane. Oh, look at those rocks out there. Oh. Yeah. How do I, wait. Okay. Forward, down, back. Yeah, right there. Right there. That was nice. I'm gonna go find somewhere I can park. And I'm gonna end driving early today. Edit some YouTube videos. Get ready for tomorrow for D&D. Wait a second. Wait. Oh. One Piece road trip cannot be overstated. I'm so happy. I'm feeling so good. I'm feeling so right. I'm gonna go. See you guys in a bit. Come on. Just when I thought this place couldn't get more beautiful, I was like, yeah, it's just overhyped little coast. It doesn't do it any justice in person. That's so cool. There's also like a little river here, just flowing. Then I think big waves come in and push it back. I'm tempted. I'm very tempted to stay here. I think it's called Humbug Mountain. It's beautiful. It's also got black sand, or like I guess you call it grayish sand. Some places it's black. It's nice. I feel like I'm in New Zealand. I know my mom told me that. She's like, California is gonna be. She doesn't speak like that. Sorry. That's Zach's mom voice. Just copying him. What is it? She was like, I don't know. I can't do her voice. She just told me it was very New Zealand-y like. But yeah, I don't know if you could see. It's like black sand. It's warm. Mountain. These trees get like pressed by the wind. here at a campsite and just, I don't know, just be here for the next couple days. That'd be cool. There's also a bridge over here with a really peculiar little thing. Like, I don't know how to put it. Ow. I'm walking on the rocks right now. There we go. It's, I don't know, very, appeasing or appetizing to look at, if you get what I'm trying to say. But, I don't know, I'm conflicted. This place is beautiful. Maybe I don't stay here, but sometime in the future I come back here with someone. Or some people, I don't know. If you're my kids, this is the thing. You know, if my kids are watching this, you know, I don't know how far in the future, or even if that happens. It'd be cool if it happened, but if my kids are watching this, I hope you enjoy your stay with here. And with me, of course, but you know. Look at this. Just squeaking. Wow. Yeah, this is the bridge, little stream right here. And what I do is, of course, you know, they paint over this, but I don't go there. I walk up here, right? And then I walk up that. A bit crazy. Somebody else would get it. I could also just do it here. I could go up there. The Oregon coast is actually pretty nice. I think the further south you go, the nicer it gets. So if you were like, oh, I want to start at Astoria, just don't. It's not worth it. That's like, there are beaches up there, but the water's so cold, it's not even that cool. It's just like beaches. It starts to get cool around Seal Rock, like kind of mid Oregon. And then it gets really cool the further and further south you go. But yeah, I think this Humbug place, this is a place I come back with somebody. Like if I'm driving through Oregon or I'm going to Portland or something, like, hey, you want to go to the beach? Come to Humbug. Might be a distance, but this place is cool. Would not mind spending like a day here. Get a little thing, you spend a little day walking around and shit. Not a bad spot. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to my car. I don't want to get ticketed for parking there. Technically, you're not supposed to park. I'll get back to driving. I might find another little spot to stop at. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to the Redwoods today. I think I'll probably get to the Redwoods tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. I have D&D at 3 o'clock. So that goes to 3 to 4 hours. So at earliest, I'll get out at like 7. And quite honestly, 7 o'clock, it's not an easy time to just like fuck off, you know? Alright. Yeah, I'm getting out of here. I don't think I got ticketed. Yeah, I didn't get ticketed. Oh. Oh, alright. Well, yeah, it was pretty cool. Pretty good day, honestly. Pretty good day.
Oh. Oh yeah, baby. Alright.
Back in the car we are. Oh. All right. Driving we go. All right. So this next part's the schizo part. This part is I'm gonna eagerly watch this part. I remember this part. I was scared very much in this next part. Shitless. I couldn't. I was so scared. I went to some random beach, some place. I was trying to find parking. I'll probably talk about it in the video. This next part, I'm just gonna watch it afterwards. I'm gonna see if I can just upload this. This is like 2 hours long. It's way too long of a video, but yeah.
Hello. That light behind me is my car. I just found a nice spot. I've been searching for a nice spot for the last 3 hours actually, but this one's a nice enough spot. There's a trail down to the beach, which I'm walking on right now. There's no sign that says no parking. There's not really any sign at all. However, there's enough space that you're off away from it. There's one car. It's a completely like rainbow, colorful, nice new car. So probably some van lifer. And they're parked there, so I wouldn't be alone. And I'm not in some spot that makes me think that I need to leave. Give me a second. What the fuck is that? Why is there a light? I ain't about to just fucking walk away. What's this fucking light over here? What's this light? Oh, wait. That light is the car, isn't it? Yeah. That's a reflection. Okay, cool. Oh, sorry, I'm on super amount of edge. Because I just want to make sure, like, everything's safe. And I don't spend money when I don't need to. Like, you could call me a cheapskate, but I ain't giving you a fucking dime. Not a single fucking dime. If you think I'm gonna pay money for what? For parking on land next to a beach? You're gonna tax my vacation because you guys don't get enough money? I know your ass gets enough money. So I'm instead gonna go find some cheapo little place fucking on the side of the road where I don't see a single sign that says you're not allowed to park. I don't see some sign that says monitored. I don't see something that says day use. The amount of same thing I've seen over and over and over and over again. And it's like, yo, can you give some space to breathe? Like, god damn. All right, I'm now walking down to the beach. Maybe I shouldn't do this. I'm alone. I have my phone on me. There is service. Another reason I parked here is because I got 2 bars of service, which would be good enough to upload my YouTube videos. But at the same time, I could probably die. That would suck. And so I think I'm going to call someone right now. Probably just to like secure that if something happens to me, people know where I am. I don't really expect to die. It's just, Oregon, Pacific Northwest, known for some crazy cult activity and shit. It's pretty peaceful here, though. Quite honestly, the vibes are pretty nice. So I don't think I'm gonna die or anything. But it is pretty odd being out here on your own. I think I jumped to the most extreme thing because I'm just so used to well, let's be honest. Doing this is pretty scary. I think if I was a girl, it'd be even scarier. And if I was like a black guy, it'd probably be scary too. As a straight white guy, it's probably pretty safe, especially a straight white guy who's young.
But still, it's scary doing all this on your own. Like, I like adventure and all, but damn, bro. It only takes like a couple people acting kind of shady next to you for you to get a little, start thinking about the worst. And then, the worst happens. You get scared, and then you're in a dark forest, and you're looking around each turn, knowing or thinking someone's gonna pop up, or there's gonna be some fucking naked guy who's like,
"Now is your end."
It's scary. The way that the wind and the leaves will like shake with each other, almost sounding like breath. And each step you take, you feel like you're being watched. As you walk further and further into the woods, you feel like someone's just gonna jump out at you. Like you're gonna be eaten. All because you wanted to go and see the beach. Your innocence and your light will be the sacrifice for some other person's dark pleasure. And then when you accept the fact that you can die anytime, anywhere, the fear kind of goes away. Still there, of course, just muted and muddled. Each step becomes more of just one of acceptance. You're in the dark woods, and yeah, it's scary. You don't know who's in front of you or who's behind you. You don't even know what's around. You grew up in the light, so each and every noise feels like a threat. But when you accept that fear is something that holds you back, and that those thoughts are almost always as impractical and unreal as your wildest fantasy, things become better. Each step becomes better. The moon lights your way, and darkness doesn't really become a foe, but just another state of being. It's not that you're in death or anything, or that you have millions of things crawling under your skin, or all these things. Life becomes a lot more freeing. As soon as the darkness isn't just embraced, you're able to be inside it, walk around it, recognize darkness as just light, but no light. It's the same thing that you see every day, just with less light. You don't know what's around you, but it's the same damn thing you see all the time, over and over. Go into a dark room, all it is just a room with no light on. And so, right in front of me, pure black. Like, you could probably see this light. Can't see in there, can you? Because this is the dark wood. I could step into the jaws of this place. There could be someone who sees me, who kills me. My whole entire body could collapse, blood draining from my eyes and throat as I die. But I walk anyways. I have that image burned into my mind, and I'm scared. I'm always scared. Every single second I'm alive, I am terrified. That's just kind of the state of being for me. Fear rules me. Anxiety, anger. And I look to the left and I look to the right and I see these big trees. I see these bushes and things. I am confronted with the fact that every step I take is in the dark wood. I don't know what's around me, and yet I keep going. I think this is the whole point of life. Not the dark woods that I'm in currently, but the metaphor. We live our lives constantly trying to be the best we can be, you know? And for what? All for the sense and the state that if we get through this, we'll be okay. We go through all this hard work. We go through all this scary stuff because we want to be okay. We don't want to be scared anymore. We want to be able to fight so we don't have to fight any longer. At least people I know like to do that. And so I pierce these woods and I get to a sign. Lola Lake Loop, Highway 101. Beach. Beach is this way. Off I go. Each step is scary. Each step is very scary. But then at the same time, fear is exhausting. When it's just on all the time, who do you become? Are you stronger because of it? Does my fear mean that I actually want to live? Or does it merely mean that I'm excited? Will I look back with nostalgia on this moment, with fervor and saliva in my mouth, wishing that I could do this ordeal again? Or would I look back from the other side, angry that I did this? I don't think either. Because I don't think I'm going to die. Quite honestly, I don't think I'm going to look back with some nostalgia lust. I just don't think I'm that type of person. I don't think I'm like everybody else. And you know what? I'm finally able to admit it to myself. This whole trip has taught it to me. I'm not like everyone else. If I was, I'd be happy doing the things that everybody else does. I would be just like everybody else. I'd go park somewhere or pay it, or I wouldn't even be on the trip unless I had a woman with me. I would, go. It's Saturday night. I would either be in Eugene, partying, or doing something like that. But instead, I'm here, walking in dark woods on the beach, known for having people and homeless people and all this stuff. I walk a path I've never walked before in woods and in an area that I've never been. And I do it because I'm not fucking normal. This is my life. I feel alive. I feel like I'm actually genuinely making progress. I'm not congested anymore. I'm not just complacent in my own rot. I'm finally taking moves forward. And yeah, I'm gonna die one day. Hopefully not today. Can't promise. Anything could happen. If there's a fight, I'll try my best to win. I don't think I'll win. Because, they'll probably have some crazy bullshit like, I don't know, a gun or a knife or something. And I ain't got shit on me. But instead, what I do have is a good soul. They could sacrifice that, give that to some god. At the same time, I ain't giving my shit to no one. I ain't going nowhere. And if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna make sure I go to fucking Valhalla. And yeah, it's cringe, because you don't know the fucking religion. Of course you don't, because you never wanted to actually get to know it, and you judge things you don't know. Everybody does it. But the people who really judge things they don't know, the people who are really just not curious, I'm so tired. I no longer care. I no longer care. I have been taught to be young and loving and caring my whole life. And I am going to tell you guys something. I'm tired of doing it. I'm tired of being nice to everyone and giving people respect and authority when they don't deserve it. Some people should earn the respect. It shouldn't just be given to them like it's a right. Respect is not a right. I'm not going to respect you unless I know who you are and I know what makes you who you are. I will not treat you with kindness until I know who you are. The best you're going to get is a gray complacency of me or a gray coldness of me saying, hey, I know who you are from what I can see from you. Not because I truly know who you are, but more I know what you're presenting yourself as from the information you're giving me. And with that in mind, I have an assumption of who you are. It's shallow, but I'm not going to expect or think or see a deeper level within you when there is none. Yeah, there is a deep sense of loneliness inside me, of fear, and I'm just constantly bombarded by it. Every step I take, I am ruled by fear. That is my life. And that's why I do graffiti. It's why I climb to the top of these things. I have anxiety. My mom has it really bad, and I think my dad has it too. I don't know if I have autism. I might. And I might be in the spectrum, just not too much. I just know I have something about me that's neurodivergent. Something about my life that is different than other people's. Every step I take is just another... Oh, shit. Is it this way? I think it's this way. Hopefully it is. Yeah, I think it is. Alright, let's go back. The path that I stopped walking on. Oh, it's this one. Here it is. Okay. I'm ruled by fear. Constant fear. I want people to see me the way that I want to be seen. I want people to love me the way that I want them to love me. I want people to be the way I want them to be. I'm a control freak. And I want everyone to be understandable. And I want me to be understandable. And you know what? I think that's the fault. That's the problem. I want to know everything so I can finally be safe. And it's why I do stupid things. It's why I really like being impetuous. Is because, maybe that's the wrong word. It's why I am so addicted to being joyful and brash. Is because at my core, I'm not. At my core, I'm just like everybody else. I am, one of these people who's always just kind of a square, who wants this one thing, who wants another. And that just pisses me off. I don't want to be one of these people. I want to be more. And so though I am a square, I push so hard not to be. I make a continuous effort to be more. And yeah, sometimes it's forced. And sometimes I'm just a fucking asshole and a freak. And everything I say is just me being, loquacious? Just talking and talking and talking. Sometimes I act like I know things when I don't. And yeah, that's annoying. It is, isn't it? But I would much rather be a fool than myself. Because who I am at my core is not who I want to be. I am not a loser. And if I am one, then I'll become more. I'll fucking march and I'll walk a fucking marathon to prove I'm not. If I am a fucking weirdo that can't get girls or whatever, then fine, I'll be that. But I'll also be an artist that cannot be stopped from making and doing and being who he wants to be. I am so capable of losing myself because of my fragility. But I don't want to. I don't do this for other people. I do it for me. I don't die, and I don't live, and I don't cry, and I'm not always pushing forward for other people. I never did. It was always for me. I do this crazy shit because this is what I want to do. And I'll walk literally 2 miles, 2 fucking miles in a dark wood to get to where I'm trying to go. Each step a fucking reminder that I'm not there yet. And I will use my anxiety and my fear and my anger and my resentment and my intense need to be something more. I will use all of it to push myself forward. Yeah, I'm not normal, and that's a good thing. I'm gonna keep fucking pressing. I'm gonna keep fucking stepping. I won't commit suicide, and I won't fucking take the easy way out. I will be difficult, and I will continue going. If you have a problem with me, fuck you, you're the problem. And I am so tired of believing that other people not believing in me must be respected. I believe in me. And stop trying to make me give up. I won't. I'm going to keep fucking stepping. This is not a moment that should be recorded or made into a spectacle. It is merely a fact. I will keep walking, and I will get to my fucking beach, and I will sit down, and I will relax. If the world, not even the world, if people who haunt my nightmares continue to pester me and push me into being something that I'm not before I'm ready, then that's fine. I'll continue to move forward. I can't control other people, but I can control myself. I can't control when I die, but I can control where. I'm gonna get there. And if I don't, then I'm gonna die trying. And I'm fine with that. My mortality is built off me moving forward. I don't have to be super enticed by where I'm trying to move. I don't need to be some big shot. I don't need to be a million things. I'm fine with who I am. And I'm gonna keep stepping, and I'm gonna get there. Or I die before I get there. So I either succeed or I die. And I'm so much better, I'm so much happier with that as my motto for life. I either succeed or I die. That is a better way of living life than slowly watching my own life pass before me, where I feel like an old man at 22, where I listen to other people and I live other people's lives. And then them who told me to live my life the way I was supposed to feel lonely and upset and betrayed. I stare into the dark woods. And yes, I'm scared. I could get shot, murdered, stabbed, slashed, killed, mauled, ripped apart. And yet I continue to walk through it. I don't even know what's in front of me. And I'm not using my light from my phone to guide me forward. All I am doing is stepping, moving, and pushing. I am going to get there or I'm going to die. That makes me free. Because I either die trying to get to where I'm trying to go, and I live the good life in trying to attempt and to touch my dream, or I get there. I'm going to get there. I'm going to feel the sand between my toes. I'm going to feel the sensation of the water rushing on my head. And then I'm going to walk up. I'm going to lock my car. I'm going to make sure it's safe. I'm going to have a damn good night's sleep. Then tomorrow morning, I'm going to wake up. I'm going to go to the Redwoods. And then after I get there, I'm going to find good service or Wi-Fi or something. And I'm going to have a damn good D&D session. I decide my own future. I can be chased and murdered. And that's okay. Because at least I die moving towards where I want to go. I choose how I end and how I die because I'm strong. Because I never was what people told me I was. I never was a loser. I never was all these things that these people insisted I was. Yeah, I did stupid shit, but that never defined me. I am whatever I want to fucking be, and I will either use my own blood or somebody else's to get where I want to go. I don't intend to hurt people, but if somebody insists upon disrespecting me or continuously pushing me through the ringer for nothing else than just pure jealousy, then you are a threat, and I will exterminate you. I will move, and I will step, and I will pay for the consequences of my walk. I will get used to the fact that each and every step is a affirmation of my goal. I will get used to the fact that no matter what I do, no one's gonna hold my hand through the darkness if I don't have someone nearby. And quite frankly, I'm so tired of having some mid-ass people by my side. If you aren't my person, fine. You're not my person. I don't want you near me, and I'd much rather just do this shit on my own. You can't see it, but I got to the water. I just stepped all the way down. Huge rocks here. I'll take some photos in nighttime mode so you can get a better view of where I am. But I succeeded. In the end, all we want is to be accepted. And I'm tired of people who don't accept me. I want to be accepted. If you don't accept me, then I don't want you. I don't need to attack you or belittle you, but I will say flat out that I don't want you. And I will not want you, and I will not press for you. I will instead enjoy myself, feel myself, and attach myself to my own victory, even if that means that I'm going to be surrounded by ghosts of people who attempted something similar. Then so be it. I'll walk and I'll step and I'll get there. I don't know how yet, so don't ask me how, Just know I will get there. There's a red light down there. Moving. Don't know what it is. Directly above you are the stars. They're beautiful. And I made it. But I have courage, and that's a good thing. flashlight on. And do something to make that walk easier. I walked through the dark forest even if it was uncomfortable. I got used to the fear. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Or I might record a little bit when I get back into the car. Bye.